The Avengers Age of Ultron was pretty fucking awesome, if I do say so myself. But let's take a closer look at the pieces of technology that helped make this awesome movie. So we know that this movie is about Tony Stark's desire to create a new form of AI that would help him do his job better so he could quit and go to the beach and hang out with Pepper and blah, blah, blah. But how do they make this come to life? Well, Territory Studio is the team behind the UI. Here's a quick look at what they did. There are three major UIs in this in the movie for the different characters that are using them. So Tony has, I think, red and yellow for him. Dr. Banner has green, and Dr. Cho has purple and red. I don't know why that's her palette, but maybe she likes Big Hero 6. So basically, when putting these together, you have to strike a balance between something that's easily understandable and something that makes sense. I mean, we've all seen maybe those procedural shows where they'll use technology that makes no damn sense at all. Enhance. Enhance! That's not how it works. So we have, this representation of data that they're using. Tony Stark is no longer making his own blueprints. He has 3D data that he can use gestures to manipulate himself.
I think it's a really aesthetically pleasing way of presenting all this data quickly to the audience in an understandable manner. Mm-hmm. And I love looking at what any given era thinks that future tech is going to be, because this is a lot of futurists had their input for this movie and said this is what future tech is going to look like, so this is it. So you know how nowadays we look back at Star Trek and say that's what they thought the future was going to be.
But they did a good job.
They did a good job.
Those are iPads.
Well, also, and this is happening with this tech, is that it is influencing.
Right, exactly.
Technology.
It goes both ways.
Yeah.
Scientists influence film, and film is influencing science. And scientists see these things that are made in films, and they want to create them because it's just ideas can come from anywhere. And I think that these schematics are so incredibly beautiful. And until I watched the show reel, I didn't really notice them in the film, and aside that of course that is what it would look like, but because they fit so seamlessly in this world, you will hardly even notice them because they're doing their job perfectly well. If they weren't, we'd notice and we'd call it out. But it's one of those things that it just fits in the universe so well.
Yeah, well, you have to think about the audience. At this point, we understand a lot about what's going on and different UI and how data should be represented. And we do make fun of things when they look stupid and out of date. But so that was something that had to be considered, and also how quickly technology moves. So co-founder David Sheldon Hicks from Territory Studio had said that he was making this and they thought, oh, it's going to be the wave of the future 20 years from now. But then they discovered that someone on Kickstarter had made something looking very similar in their own spare time. And to BECCA's point, this is definitely something that goes both ways. If you've ever seen Mission Control at JPL, it very much looks like something that would appear in a movie. So we have like dark lights, different colors, different interfaces that looked like they were just from a film or, an esports arena, whatever.
A lot of real technology companies have been approaching Territory Studios, asking them to design future products for them. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing like with Star Trek, how the sliding doors, automatic sliding doors came from Star Trek.
They're in every grocery store now, sucka. So yeah, that's interesting that the companies are, app developers, composers, architects, tech companies are approaching Territory to help them design. So who forms how the future is supposed to look? Is it designers like Territory? Is it the app people or the technology creators who inspire them? It's very interesting how almost incestuous this is in terms of creating what the future literally looks like.
Well, yeah, art evolves from other art, and we're always constantly borrowing and innovating upon things that already exist. So that's just going to continue to happen in whatever medium it does.
One thing that I think that they left out of the movie that we'll actually see a lot of in the future is augmented reality, or AR, where right now we have it, or we're developing it in the form where you have a set of goggles and then it will sort of project what you're seeing onto, overlay it onto reality.
They did it a little.
They did a little bit
with
of
Jarvis.
That. Sure. And I think right now we're developing it in terms of having it be goggle based. So everybody else would have to have goggles linked up to whatever.
Robert Downey Jr. doesn't look as cool with goggles. I'm just joking.
So they're probably going to have to implant it into our eyeballs, and we're all going to have these eyeball implants that let us see hologram images. Yeah.
Yay! What do you think, audience? Who is influencing who? And what did you think of Avengers Age of Ultron's technology? Let us know below in the comments, and please be sure to subscribe for more.